But she was able to check in with the BBB because a lot of times when it comes to storms, that's when you see, unfortunately, scams. And so she spoke with the BBB about how can you avoid a lot of these scams. Let's take a listen into that interview.
So we saw a huge storm, definitely Chester County, Lancaster County, York County, but this is not uncommon across, I'm sure, multiple counties across North and South Carolina. So I'm sure it's the same for everyone. When this happens, a lot of companies will reach out or will post about providing help to when it comes to damages to property.
Sure.
What kind of calls do you all get around this time of the year is what I'm really wondering.
We're always getting calls with consumers wanting to do their homework. And that's really the best thing that we do. One of the best things that we do here is we provide reliability reports, profiles on local businesses in our community. So, consumers can contact us. We can provide them a report on that company, how long they've been in business, have they had any complaints, how they responded to those complaints. Are they properly licensed? So that's one of the major points of the Better Business Bureau is provide that service, to be a servant to our community. And anytime, you have storms like this, there's going to be storm chasers out there. There's going to be folks that are knocking on doors. And in the state of South Carolina, we're blessed to do that type of work, to do roofing work, anything over $500 repair work on someone's house in South Carolina. You have to have a minimum of a specialty contractor's license through the South Carolina Department of Labor Licensing and Regulation. And anytime someone becomes a member here at the Better Business Bureau, that's the first place that we're going to check, is make sure they've got their proper licensing in place. And it's that way, it's just important when consumers are dealing with businesses, especially when they come knocking on their door. If they've had some damages, maybe there's some leaking going on, certainly there's some panic going on there. There's a major issue going on. So a lot of times consumers get caught up in the moment and they forget to do their homework. So any good contractor out there, they're going to help you provide the information that you need so that you can, as a consumer, you can make a good decision. And if somebody's knocking on your door, they're saying this deal is only good for today. They don't want to show you their licensing. They don't want to show you their bonding information. Those are major red flags. And although, it's an emergency situation, you still want to make sure you're doing your homework, Ms. King. That way, if there's something does go wrong, the Better Business Bureau can help you out. They've got a license. They've got some skin in the game. It just makes it easier for us to be able to help folks out. So it's just really important that consumers out there, although there's an emergency going on, they still need to make sure they're doing their homework and getting the right person to take care of their house for them.
And I was going to say, when there is an emergency, it's that moment of desperation for folks that could get them potentially in a worse situation. Is that what you all see?
Yes. You pay money up front. A good contractor, certainly a deposit is reasonable, but certainly you don't want to be paying, large sums of money up front, especially not getting information, get everything in writing. No job should be paid for until it's completed in full and you're satisfied with the work. And, if you give money up front to someone and you haven't done your homework, you don't know who they are, you don't know where they are, it's going to be really hard for any organization to help those folks out, Ms. King.
Do you typically receive calls after the fact from people, after they potentially paid someone, after
Unfortunately, we get more than we should. Mm-hmm. It's the worst phone calls. Is someone calls and asks for a report on a company, that company's got an F rating, they've got a history of unanswered complaints, and the worst question is how do I file a complaint? So we're really at our best, most powerful when you use us for a pre-purchase report. That's why we put those reports out there. We've got a very high domain authority. Ms. King, you can pretty much Google any company and that BBB profile is going to be right there. So we take that complaint process very seriously, and we certainly give businesses in our community a fair chance to respond to any complaint that comes across.
Perfect. And then, so what advice do you have for people who are going through this right now? We plan to go down there and see some of the damage, but there are people who are going through this. So what advice do you have for them?
Well, what you want to do is just take a little extra time. My daughter always says, does everything have to be in football terms? But it's okay to back up and punt sometimes, so just take a second. And, with these smartphones today, it's so easy just to do a quick search. There's so many, BBB.org. There's so many great sites out there, review sites. We vet all of our customer reviews, just like our complaints. So what you really want to do is just take a minute, do your homework, make sure you're dealing with someone that's licensed, that has all their background information. And it just, that way, you're going to save yourself a lot of heartache at the end of the road.
Perfect. Awesome. Anything else you want to share with people?
Just tell them, it's okay to do your homework. Don't let somebody pressure into you just saying, hey, this deal is only going to be good for today, because somebody that's in our community, that's here, that wants to take care of their customers, they're going to be here today. They're going to be here tomorrow. So it's okay to take a minute and just do your homework.